Coming up on Mountain News at 6, funds start to pour in for one Pike County city. We'll tell you what it could mean. Plus, investigators wrap up their probe into a recent major fire that happened in downtown Williamsburg.
And it was quiet today, and it's going to be quiet tomorrow as well. But now we're talking rain chances this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
One city in Pike County is seeing signs of hope after years of financial issues and leadership concerns left them frozen in time. WYMT's Buddy Forbes explains.
Everybody needs to give themselves a pat on the back.
Elkhorn City officials are celebrating as funds begin trickling in to help the town toward its plans for development. In late 2023, financial mismanagement was discovered in the city dating back to at least 2019, which froze the town's grants and government funding until the issues were resolved.
It's a big weight lifted off the city, and we couldn't have done it without the help of our city clerk, Amber Bishop, our water team, our community in general, and everybody's pitched in, everybody's excited.
Mayor Nathan Bryant was elected after Mayor Mike Taylor resigned in the midst of the financial woes and has worked with the city, county, and other partners to figure out the finances, now seeing millions in grant funding accessible for the city's infrastructure projects.
Of course, a lot of this money is earmarked, but you know, we can start paying off some bills, you know, our water bill, our power bill, stuff that we've been unable to do.
Developments are moving forward, like a city sidewalk project funded by a $10,000 grant from the Appalachian Regional Commission, administered by the Big Sandy Area Development District.
Big safety issue right there that we can fix.
And to my understanding, there's going to be a few options for
Summit Engineering is assessing sidewalk needs in the city to help improve pedestrian safety.
It's only $10,000, but I mean, it's going to help make our sidewalks safer for our community.
Bryant says these steps forward are exciting, but the work is not over.
We have to protect this money that we receive. We've got to do everything right, keep our audits up to date. We've got to keep the community informed of what's going on.
Saying the narrative can begin to shift from a fear of the finances to a focus on the future.
Tourism is our main avenue of revenue moving forward, in my opinion. Getting this money to getting these projects done is going to help us to be able to achieve those goals.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Bryant says the city plans to use its funding to the highest potential and keep working to find more ways to keep the town on the map. The London City Council is doing its own investigation into how police officers used a federal crime database. Last week, we reported the FBI was looking into the London Police Department and how they used the National Crime Information Center. The City Council now wants to know more specifics about searches the police department made going back to October 2024. They want to know if those searches involved city council members and other city employees, and if they gave information from the database to someone outside of law enforcement. Sharing that information to someone who is not law enforcement is illegal. A Tennessee man is being ordered to pay nearly $10,000 in relation to hunting violations in Martin County. Tanner Smelser was cited for illegally taking and pursuing elk and deer as well as wild turkey. According to an arrest citation, the incident happened in October 2024. Smelser's hunting license was also suspended for 3 years. The plea agreement says Smelser cannot be on Czar Coal property or the Coleman strip job while his license is suspended. One man was sentenced to 16 years in prison in a federal drug and gun case. Justin Bryant pleaded guilty to possession with the intent to distribute controlled substances and possession of a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense. The substances reportedly included amounts of meth and fentanyl. According to a federal indictment, Bryant committed the offenses in December 2023 in Floyd County. In Laurel County, a London City Warming Center volunteer was arrested on a public intoxication charge. London police say Melinda Wells was arrested Friday night. Officers say they confronted her in a parking lot and found a strong odor of alcohol on her breath and keys in her hand. Police say other volunteers believed Wells had been drinking for several hours since she had arrived at the warming center. Wells was charged with public intoxication. We've learned more about the fire that destroyed a block of downtown Williamsburg last month. Federal investigators with the ATF have been on the scene since it happened. Today, they said they believe an electrical issue started it. Now the city waits to see how much it will cost to rebuild. Madison Porter has the update.
Ash and debris still cover downtown Williamsburg after a fire destroyed several businesses and apartments 3 weeks ago. Investigators had to wait for the winter storm to pass, but this week the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives finally found a cause.
They ruled out at least arson and human error. So something happened above one of the ceilings, because they said the fire was obviously, it burned down. It didn't burn up.
Before cleanup can start, insurance adjusters have to assess the damage. Mayor Roddy Harrison says he's scheduled to meet with them early next week. He says their investigation should go faster since ATF already dug through the ashes.
And hopefully from their discussions with me, we'll know which buildings, if any, and I've got my gut feelings about it, which buildings can remain.
Mayor Harrison says the next step is meeting with the owners who lost their businesses. They'll decide who wants to rebuild. The Meow Kitchen owner has no doubt she wants to. The question is how.
That, me and my husband, our dream, you know. Like we always want that.
Meow Kitchen didn't have insurance at the time of the fire. She says she was in an accident last year and dropped her insurance to pay hospital bills. She started a GoFundMe to replace appliances, but she feels torn asking the community for help again.
I feel so bad for always ask for help, and I can't do anything else for help them back, you know. If someone want to help us, and we appreciate about that, but I really don't want aid for that.
She says she doesn't want to live or work anywhere else. In Williamsburg, Madison Porter, WKYT.
Mayor Harrison says he's been talking with the Kentucky Heritage Council to see if there are any tax incentives or breaks to encourage people to rebuild. Well, their temperatures dropped back down some today, but it's still hard to complain after the last few weeks of frigid cold. The temperatures will keep dropping tonight, and that could mean a bit more ice. Meteorologist Eric Dean has our first look at the forecast.
And there could be a few slick spots, especially on bridges and overpasses as we go throughout the evening hours. This is a scene right now in Pulaski County near Somerset. Look at that temperature, 41 degrees. Feels like 35 out there. We have a little bit of wind out there. Made it into the 50s today. 54 is the high in Hazard, as well as Whitesburg, 52 in Jackson, Boonville, 53, 40s from Moorhead down to Irvin, 57 in Monticello. Right now, we're seeing temperatures still in the 40s, even low 50s. Jacksboro's at 50, 37 in Wise. Otherwise, 40s from Logan to Hazard to Manchester down to Monticello up near Moorhead. Right now on live pinpoint Doppler radar, all is quiet throughout eastern Kentucky. This will get a break tonight. This will get a break for tomorrow. It's when we get into Saturday that rain chances will start to ramp. Right now, high pressure, our nice fair weather friend, is large and in charge. You can see the big H right there. It's going to stay in control as we go into your Thursday and Friday. 43 degrees is the current temperature. We have that west wind at 6 miles per hour. It feels like 39 out there. If you have plans the next 12 hours, we'll see temperatures going into the mid 30s overnight, upper 20s, low 30s by the time Thursday starts. Now, all eyes are on this weekend, and we'll time everything out coming up in the First Alert forecast in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. Water outages continue in parts of Perry County. Sheriff Joe Ingalls says he hasn't had water at his home in 9 days, and he's now filed a complaint with the Attorney General's office. He says he just wants answers as to why certain communities have gone so long without water. City officials are posting updates about outages and boil water advisories on Facebook and the city's app. They are still asking folks to conserve, and car washes that do not use private wells remain shut down. Water issues will force at least one school system to remain closed tomorrow. The Letcher County School District posted on social media that water supply issues are affecting the majority of its schools. Crews are working on repairs, and they hope students can return Friday. Students in Powell County will be back in the classroom tomorrow. The winter weather kept them home for more than 2 weeks. Even as other districts have gone back, Powell County decided to be cautious because many back roads were still icy. The district used all 10 of its non-traditional instruction days, so they now have to make up a few snow days.
We'll have to look at our calendar, and so far we're in the first week of June, and that's not terribly unusual for Powell County. Get creative if we miss more, and there is potential for that in the spring. We've got flooding that always hits us here.
During last year's winter storm, Powell County schools missed 3 weeks of class. Housing has been a big topic at the state capitol in recent months. Lawmakers say they've been hearing numerous concerns about the lack of housing and the difficulties from homeowners in buying or renting. Supporters say Senate Bill 9 works to address some of those concerns. WYMT's Phil Pendleton explains what a priority bill in the Senate will address.
Numerous concerns have been shared that Kentucky simply does not have enough places for people to live.
Kentucky is short 206,000 housing units, and if we continue the current developing rate, in the next 5 years will be almost 300,000 housing units short.
Senate Bill 9 would set up some new housing or development districts to encourage new construction. One would provide an incentive to build houses.
The housing development district actually rebates over up to 7 years the property taxes back to the developer, so that incentivizes a developer to build a house.
Senate Bill 9 passed without anybody voting against it. One lawmaker, Senator Tichenor, decided to pass on it. It is actually one of several bills designed to address the housing situation in this year's session. Senator Mills says another bill would waive the sales tax on building supplies for first-time home builders and buyers. Another could add a fee on deeds to set up an affordable home trust fund.
We need to get people off the streets and things of that nature, people that are surfing couches. They hit affordable housing. If people move out of affordable housing into their first-time homeowners, that makes room for more affordable housing.
Senator Mills says the bill approved Wednesday simply removes some red tape and regulations to make the home construction process smoother. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The bill now goes to the full Senate for consideration.
All right, weather headlines for tonight going to play out like this. First of all, we're going to see a quiet and cool Thursday. Rain chances will pick up Valentine's weekend, and then we're going to warm back up. Details on the first forecast coming up.